Let's go electric today, shall we? So today we've got a brand new ID Buzz Cargo. Now, this is the first one we've had of the ID Buzzes. We've had a multivan just sort of knocking around. We've all driven it. Quite a lot of us really like it. But this is the first Cargo we've had. So the Cargo is the van variation of it. Panel van it is. And we've put it through the workshop already. So it's had some mods done to it. We've lowered it. We've gone for sort of all side skirts all the way around, front splitter, big 20-inch rims as well. Really sets this van off, makes it just look a little bit nicer, especially with the black and the nice little sort of white accents on the front. But I thought, as we've got one, electric vans are going to be coming out. They're going to be more and more popular, and especially with the new controversial T7 Transit transporter-ish van that's hitting the market, which is obviously going to be diesel hybrid eventually. The electric option will be similar to this, I assume, and will also go more towards this side. So I figured, whilst we've got it, why not just give a quick walkthrough, a little bit rundown. What do we think of it? Thoughts and stuff like that. Similar to what we did with the T7, but on this time, we'll do it with the electric one because I am thoroughly impressed by it. It is a really, really nice van. Driving it is lovely, it's comfortable. You've got a slightly smaller steering wheel, I'll be honest with you. It feels a bit weird, but the actual driving of it is fantastic. The electric motor, having that sort of just go power that you get with electric is fantastic in this van as well. I think the styling is on point. It's got that sort of retro look to it, that sort of old school vibe feel, but with modern sort of looks. I think they've actually nailed this one. I think the designer of this should get a gold sticker on his name badge. Unlike the new Transporter man, he needs to talk to this person, and hopefully they can collab a little bit better. But as a whole, as a van, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So looking at the back of the van, it's considerably smaller than a normal sort of transporter size van, just simply because the battery takes up a big bulk of the floor underneath here as well. And just the style of the van as well is a little bit sort of smaller, a little bit stature in sort of size. However, it's a really nice sort of usable space. I know a mate of mine used to have one of these for their company van, and they used to put push bikes and photocopiers and stuff like that in the back. And they never really had an issue with it as well. So really, really cool. You've got nice sort of tie down points in here as well. Factory sort of plastics in here. There's even little sockets in the back. But the best part about this, which I find quite cool, others might call me sad, is underneath the floor you have storage for your electric cables. There's also a little toolkit and a high vis in case you forget to charge it and spend some time at the side of the road. So coming into the cab of the van, really, really nice. You feel like you're sat sort of really far back in it with this ginormous dashboard in front of you, but it's really well sort of lit, big sort of glass everywhere. It doesn't actually feel too obtrusive, but it's a nice sort of feel. It's a nice van. Everything's sort of solid and built nice. You've got that Volkswagen feel in it, which is missing in some new vans, but it's nice. The steering wheel feels a little bit too small for the inside of the van, and it has the sort of touch style buttons like a smartphone as opposed to actual buttons. But Volkswagen have admitted that's a mistake, and they are changing that, which is very, very cool. Plenty of storage, cup holder down there as well. USB-Cs everywhere littered throughout this dash. It's really, really nice. And at the moment, as it sits, we're on 92%, and it reckons we can get 325 miles out of the range, which is fantastic because, unlike good motor journalists, I haven't done my research prior to this, but according to the internet on Volkswagen, this has got up to 276 mile range on a 79 kilowatt battery. Really, really nice van, but obviously bearing in mind with electric cars, although the range states 276, by the time you whack the aircon on and heated seats and stuff like that, it's going to start creeping down. Cold day, it's going to start creeping down. It's very much, it's not your old school diesel where the only thing that affects it is how heavy your right foot is. It's very dependent on sort of stuff that's going on. For example, I've just put the aircon on a minute ago and it took 30 miles off the range, just sat stationary. So it also went absolutely mental because the touchscreen is a little bit difficult to use, not going to lie, if you don't know how to, but it is really nice. I suppose it is quite easy to figure out once you're into it. But as a whole, yeah, it's a really nice sort of place to be. So driving the van, it feels really, really nice. It's just nice and quiet. Being electric, it is deadly silent once you put the windows up in here. It is a little bit eerie to start with because it is just so quiet. You just hear a lot of the road noise without the radio on. But everything is really close to you. It's really nice sort of feel. It's a nice cab as well. It's really big and spacious. There's stuff falling down out of there as well, but it's just a nice big spacious cab. You're not blind if you're a tall fella and put the sun visor down. But my favourite part about electric cars, and always will be, is the acceleration. Just that rapid, instant torque right underneath your feet. And according to the website, this has 850 newton meters, so plenty of get up and go, and 286 PS as well. So really, really nice, powerful sort of van, which is just going to make driving it really pleasurable place to be. So we have lowered this van. Bearing in mind, when you do come to lower it, there's a couple of things to bear in mind. First one is, to lower this van, you have to strip the entire front end off of it. We are talking the little sort of flat down bonnet, headlights, trims. You have to take this trim up here off. All this front bumper has to come off because the strut sits bang on up here. But once you have all of that out, there is plenty of room to get in there. But do bear in mind that, because obviously if you come to lower it, there might be additional costs and stuff like that as well. Another thing to bear in mind when you do come to lower it is the weight of this van. And also, if you're going to do any conversions or driving or anything like that as well, there's a big thing with this van you've got to bear in mind. As it sits at the moment on the weight plate, this van is 3,150 kg, which is very heavy, extremely heavy. But what that means is a lot of people, driving license and stuff like that, especially after passing in 98, are limited to a 3.5 ton driving license. So if you've not done any additional courses or any additional driving or stuff like that as well, you're very limited on the weight you can drive, of what you can use basically and drive. So bearing in mind that this van, as it sits empty with no load in the back or anything like that as well, is over 3,000 ton. Or 3,000 ton, it's over 3,000 kg. So she is very heavy, over 3 ton. So bear that in mind, because when you start putting weight in it and you start loading that up, you're going to be creeping it up. Now the weight plate on this goes up to 4.5 ton, so 4,500 kg. So she can take the weight, it will have it, that's absolutely fine. But your license might not be able to back that up. So just bear that in mind, something to sort of consider if you are going down the route of converting one of these, or you want to use it or anything like that as well. Just bear that in mind. But other than that, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching.